Today on New England Living, we'll take you for an exclusive tour of a $25 million estate up for sale on the Cape. And we're checking out the latest technology at Marvin Windows and Doors and the Kohler Signature Store at Seven Tide in Boston's Seaport District. Plus, Smith & Wollensky executive chef Matt King returns to show us his secret to preparing a steakhouse quality meal right from your own home. It all starts right now on New England Living. New England has a style all its own. The people, the history, the culture. Join us as we discover the faces and places, the design and destinations, everyone and everything that makes New England extraordinary.
This is getting a little spicy.
Love the place you call home with New England Living. Thanks for joining us today on New England Living. I'm your host, Rachel Holt. We're here in Orleans out on the Cape for an inside look at a breathtaking estate you've got to see to believe. Sitting on a massive 10 acres of land just off Cape Cod's scenic coastline, this estate spares no expense when it comes to details. And leading our tour of this one-of-a-kind property is Coldwell Banker Global Luxury Ambassador, Ricardo Rodriguez.
Rachel, welcome. Welcome to Orleans.
Thank you.
Welcome to
What
this
a
beautiful,
welcome.
beautiful home. It's truly, I believe, one of the most spectacular estates in the Cape and Islands. Whatever you can imagine, it's in this property.
You see a lot of luxury properties, but how many of them have their own orchard?
This is the first time that I've seen an actual orchard in the home. The thought process and the attention to detail and the love that went into it, I think is very palpable. You know, you really feel it.
We saw apples, peaches, pears. I'm getting hungry.
You're hungry? Let's go
I'm
and check
hungry.
out the vegetables. There's a vegetable garden.
Oh,
Maybe
even
we can make a
better.
little salad. Let's do it. So here it is. It's an amazing vegetable garden. I see tomatoes, zucchini, eggplant, some garlic. Incredible, right?
And one of the trends I've seen a lot of is people wanting to grow their own food.
Yes, we are seeing that everywhere. We're seeing in the city people who have backyards or patios. Let's say in the south end, they are growing their food. Roof decks, people are using it. I think it's nice. I think people are getting back in touch with nature.
One of the biggest perks is just how much land there is.
Yes, you have 10 acres, and something that the property has is all these trails that you actually can take some walks through.
You could really get lost here.
Hopefully not lost, but enjoy it.
This property is only half a mile from the ocean, but there's really no need to leave with a pool like this.
Why would you ever leave your house? Look at this pool. Look at this pool area. And you know what? It's beautiful. It's seen from the majority of the rooms in the house. So wherever you are, you have this amazing view of the landscaping, the pool house, and then that incredible, very complete outdoor kitchen. You could spend the whole day out here.
You could really have quite a party here.
So outside from the main house, and it's 7 bedrooms, we have a separate guest home right here, which has a separate additional bedroom. It's adjacent to the stables.
Ricardo, there's so much to see outside. It's hard to believe that we haven't actually been in the house yet.
And you have no idea. You're going to absolutely love it. Let's go
have
check
no
it out.
doubt.
Let's go.
With a listing price of $25 million and 12,000 square feet of living space, the crown jewel of this property is the main house, including 7 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms.
We have very beautiful kind of like Cape Cod vibe, but it's mixed with very interesting California kind of like aesthetic, very laid back, a little bit of detail that is very reminiscent of like a modern farmhouse. So it has all of those cool little details that makes it very special and makes it very different from everything that you can find in a market like the Cape Cod market. So something that I love about this home is that it has that very nice transition between the very formal, kind of like living very dramatic, into this very intimate space where you can have the family room and then you have your breakfast nook, which opens right into this very beautiful kitchen. Top of the line appliances, including this double Sub-Zero refrigerator. It's just obviously the perfect place to congregate with your family, make breakfast. I think that this aesthetic right here really represents some of the trends that we are seeing in terms of warmer colors, a little bit more of that wood grain detail, a little bit more organic feeling. So from the 7 bedrooms, I would say this is my favorite one. First of all, because it's right off the pool, and second, because it's a nice little suite. It's also, I would say, a little trend that we are seeing, particularly around luxury new construction, about making sure that a space could be used in different manners. And I think that this is obviously a very good example of that. You have this perfect mix of all these different architectural styles, including this floating walkway that is a perfect vantage point to really admire, particularly the collection of all of this historic vintage American flags, which is, you know, an extraordinary collection. But it is also a very, very good opportunity to create this beautiful proportion from the formal living space and capture light from both sides of the building. So again, no detail was spared in the design of this home, and it just makes for something that is unique and that is different and that somebody's going to love.
Attention to detail lies around every corner of the main house, including the primary bedroom.
You have this incredible corner exposure, which makes it very, very bright, overlooking right into the pool. You have the vaulted ceilings, which make for this incredible proportion. You obviously have a very large space where you can have a separate seating area. You have your fireplace, and then you have access directly into the ensuite 4-piece primary bathroom and dressing room. And whoever said books are not fun has not met this secret entrance. Now, check it out. This is where the family and all the guests are going to have a blast. In this level, you find year-round entertainment and activities for the family and friends, from skee ball to ping pong table to your pool table, your screening room, sauna, wine cellar, to the crown jewel of the entire space, which is your own private bowling alley. This wasn't built as a spec, this wasn't built by a developer, this was built by a family. So you can see that warmth and beautiful attention to detail that you see throughout it. This is truly one-of-a-kind home.
Like what you see here? Well, you're in luck. It's time now to go around New England for a look at some more luxury listings. This extraordinary Brookline compound offers incredible privacy with a gated, winding driveway leading up to the 8,000 square foot main house. Features include a carriage house, state-of-the-art gym, game room, art studio, and a 5-car garage. Over in Weston, this property sits on over 4.5 acres of land, complete with a fruit orchard, impeccably manicured grounds, and sweeping views from the hilltop. Other highlights include a professional tennis court, swimming pool, and pool house with a kitchen. This 8,500 square foot Grand Cape overlooks its own pond. Inside, architectural details and rich millwork can be spotted throughout. Property features include a gym, sauna, private theater room, and a beautiful 7-room guest house. Just steps away from a private beach, this shingle-style colonial offers spectacular views of Duxbury Bay, plus a 5-car garage, an in-ground heated pool, and an outdoor shower. This timeless colonial on almost 3 acres of land is just steps from downtown Hingham and the beach, offering an ideal location and space for entertaining. Enjoy the views from the light-filled sunroom or on the expansive front patio overlooking the harbor. For more notable places to explore around New England, visit cbsboston.com/New England Living. Coming up after the break, we're heading to Boston's Innovation District to check out a one-of-a-kind design experience merging high-tech with high style when New England Living returns. Welcome back to New England Living. I'm Rachel Holt. Learn how the country's first Marvin Windows and Doors Experience Center in Boston's Seaport Innovation District will change the way you think about light. And helping guide the customer journey is Marvin brand ambassador Rachel Backstrom.
What sets us apart as an experience center is a low pressure environment. So we don't sell the windows and doors here. So it's a safe place to experience our products, see them in person, and get that guided experience. We put the windows and doors into real rooms. So this is our dining room. We have technology stations throughout our space as well, this being one of them. So we can go ahead and activate your session we created for you. Now, is there one that speaks to you that you'd like to look at?
My eyes are instantly drawn to the lower right corner, the Champlain Modern, just because I love the idea of windows overlooking a pool.
Yes, this is gorgeous.
This is great because I'm such a visual learner, and it just makes it easy to see what the windows would look like if this were my home.
So if this is something you'd like to save and remember later, we can hit this heart. It'll save to your session and get emailed to you later.
In their living room space, a large projection wall enables clients to experience different window and door options in a simulated home environment.
So here clients can make decisions about the pattern they'd like, get a real sense of scale and proportion. For instance, if I were to change this pattern, these lights get a little bit boxier. If we add one more, they get more square. And as we grow this door, they change again. So all these little changes make a difference in the overall design.
Okay, so I have the door I like. What about windows?
Sure, we'll add a few windows here. Let's go with a double hung window, maybe 2 of them. You can actually see where you could lift this window up, which is great for making decisions on size and scale specifically. We have some images where we can put up on the screen so that it allows you to put these products into context in a real home. If you like any of these images and want to save them, press a button and the yellow heart pops up and it's now saved to that session.
The Experience Center also offers another unique way to help clients better visualize their designs.
So this is our interactive touch table. So we're gonna customize a window and door on this screen using these chips. So go ahead and pick your product and wood species in the first rows.
Okay, how about the sliding French door and the light wood finish that's right behind it?
So from here, we can choose your interior finish, your stain, your paint.
And look at that, it all comes to life.
So if you love this design, we can save it so that you can take it back to your design partner and remember it for later.
When considering windows and doors for her new home, Laura Weebly says Marvin at Seven Tide played an integral part in her decision-making experience.
We were building a house in Hingham and we were going through our final set of architectural plans, and before we locked down the doors I wanted to actually see some in person. So I went into the Marvin showroom and met with Rachel, and she was able to show me some different doors and we explored different height options.
So Laura came to us with her design plans. We laid them out, we looked at her sizes, and we put them up on our projection wall. We changed the pattern to what she had specified in her plans.
So it was only when Rachel used their technology and she was able to simulate the door and my ceiling height for me to scale with the right grille pattern. And we stood in front of it and we're like, wow, we absolutely should do an 8-foot door in this space.
So we saved this and brought it back to her architect, who confirmed that she could do the 8-foot doors based on her construction.
We now have these beautiful soaring ceilings, high doors, they capture the views, let in a ton of natural light. Based on that, we ended up reframing all the interior openings to also be 8 feet, so the house just feels kind of much grander and also much more in proportion with the ceiling height. It was a big financial decision to buy windows and doors for an entire house for new construction, and I just felt really good about the decision I was making. I was able to look at an 8-foot door, open it, feel it in the showroom, select the hardware, and see it life-size in my room. So it just gave me so much confidence around the decision that I was making.
Marvin at Seven Tide is unique. It's designed to be a really comfortable place. So if you are starting your window and door journey, this is a great place to start. It's a comfortable place to learn, and we truly just want to help you through that process.
Coming up after the break, Smith & Wollensky executive chef Matt King shares his tips and tricks for preparing the ultimate steak dinner. Welcome back to New England Living. He oversees some of the country's nicest steakhouses. Now he's joining me in the test kitchen to show us the secret to cooking the perfect steak. Smith & Wollensky is one of America's premier steakhouses with locations across the country. From their famous 24-ounce bone-in ribeye to the porterhouse for 2, their steaks are all hand-butchered and dry-aged on-site to ensure the very best quality meats. And the man in charge of overseeing it all is none other than Boston native and executive chef Matt King, who pays as much attention to his customers as he does his kitchen. Because for Matt and his team, service and experience are 2 of the most important ingredients. And yeah, of course, the steak. We are here at the Clark Sub-Zero and Wolf Test Kitchen, and I am joined by Chef Matt King. Matt, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, what do we have here today?
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna cook some steak. We've got some New York strip, but I brought in a couple of pieces of USDA prime short loins. These have been dry aging in our restaurant for 30 days already. We do that kind of to intensify the flavor and make it more and more tender.
So I imagine the first part is selecting the right piece of beef.
Exactly. So you want to start with USDA prime, which is the USDA's grade of marbling or the fat throughout the meat. That's going to give you your juiciness, your tenderness that you want in the steak. You want to look at the color of the meat. This has a really nice redness to it. You don't really want to go with anything that's purple. That's a sign that you're looking at Holstein beef, which is dairy cattle, which can grade prime but doesn't eat the same as an Angus or Hereford piece of meat.
And you see so many recipes for seasoning a steak. For you, what's the best way?
So for me, if you start with the right ingredients, and we've got this beautiful steak with all this lovely marbling in there, all it really needs is some salt and pepper.
And you can cook a steak so many different ways. A lot of people use the grill, but today you have this cast iron pan.
Yeah, so today we're gonna go with cast iron. The reason for that really is we can do it inside. Not everybody's got a patio or a grill that they can work with. And you're gonna use cast iron because it has the ability to retain its heat. So when I put this steak in there, which has been sitting out for about 30 minutes, so it comes up to room temperature, it's not gonna cool the pan down. What I'm gonna add to this, you can use oil, but what I like to use is what we call love. Love is the fat that you trim off of the dry aged piece of meat, and then we render that down with a little bit of oil. If you're cooking steak, why not use a fat that tastes like steak?
It makes sense. Now, once we get to this part, what's the biggest mistake that people tend to make?
A couple of big things, right? My grandfather told me once, never stick a steak.
Okay.
So don't flip it with a fork. And people are in too much of a rush, right? So this is gonna have to go 5 or 6 minutes on one side, and then we're gonna flip it in 5 or 6 minutes on the next side. We really want that crust to form, the caramelization. If you wanna get technical, it's called the Maillard reaction, but really it's just deliciousness on the outside.
So those are all great tips for actually cooking the steak. Let's talk about what happens when it's done in the pan. So it looks delicious. I'm getting hungrier by the minute. How long did that actually take you?
So it takes about 12 minutes to cook in the pan, and then we're gonna let it rest for another 5 or 6 minutes, lets the juices kind of redistribute, so when we cut it open, they're not all over the cutting board, they're still in the steak.
So you showed us how to cook a delicious steak. Now can you show us how to make it look delicious once it's on the plate?
What I did here is I made some of our classic hash browns. Really traditional side at Smith & Wollensky. Very easy to make at home. It's potatoes, green peppers, onions, a little garlic, a whole bunch of butter.
Look at that.
So we have a nice medium rare steak here.
And this is the love that you were talking about
This
before?
is the love
This is
mixed
the
with
love.
the butter that we put in there. We've got this little bit of thyme.
That looks incredible. And you made that pretty easy for all of us. So
Yeah, really
we can do
easy.
this too.
Exactly, just start with great product and keep it simple.
Okay. Well, can we dig in?
Let's give it a try.
I'm not surprised at all, but that was delicious. Even better than I expected. And you can actually find all of these recipes on cbsboston.com/New England Living. Matt, thanks so much for joining us today. This is awesome.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Let's
Let's dig in.
Okay. When it comes to kitchen and bath technology, one company is leading the way. Helping show off some of their latest smart home tech is Kohler's signature store design consultant, Patrick Guiteau.
Kohler is always at the forefront of design and innovation, and smart devices is the way of the future. So Kohler is going to be right there, leading the pack with innovative products, and some of the things we'll look at today will show you just the path that they're on. Kohler Connect is Kohler's full portfolio of smart home products for your kitchen and your bathroom. So what we found out is folks are really looking for convenience, touchless technology, and Kohler is right there providing that for our customers.
When someone comes in the signature store, what's usually their reaction to all this new technology?
when they are able to see what Kohler has to offer, they are definitely blown away by the ways that some of these products can make their life more convenient and also keep everything touchless and hands-free so that they can multitask and get through their day a little bit quicker.
One of Kohler's latest products is a mirror that's transforming the daily routine.
All right, Rachel, so this is the Verdera lighted mirror with Alexa built right into it. As you can see, it's a lighted mirror, and the lighting columns, you can control them with your voice by asking Alexa to turn the light 25% or down 50%. And since it is Alexa, you can find out what the weather is for the day, and you can find out traffic reports while you're doing your makeup or shaving. So it's a really neat feature, and you can go ahead and give it a command.
Okay, Alexa, what is the weather currently doing?
Currently, in Boston, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies.
If that's not convenience right at your fingertips, I don't know what is. So if you have your Pandora account integrated into your smart device, you can turn that on and listen to your favorite stations as you're doing your makeup and getting ready in the morning.
Kohler is also making bathroom time cleaner and more comfortable.
So Rachel, this is our NUMI 2.0. It's actually the second iteration of the toilet, and it's part of Kohler's full suite of intelligent toilets. And we're highlighting this one today because it's definitely top of the line. You can see it has the ambient lighting there. You can control the seat by either the remote control or by motion. So if you just hit the open button, so once the seat goes up, NUMI is all about comfort and cleanliness. The seat is warm, and the bidet wand, it retracts every 24 hours, and it goes through a sanitization process with a UV light, and that happens in its own little compartment in there, so it kills all the bacteria, so everything is safe and clean.
I know in a bathroom especially, people really appreciate the hands-free aspect.
Absolutely. So NUMI, once you get off of the toilet and you're done, it flushes automatically, and the lid goes down, so again, you don't have to worry about that lid being closed.
Beyond the bathroom, Kohler is also helping create some of the world's smartest kitchens.
This is our Sensate kitchen faucet. This has Kohler Connect integrated right into it. There's an infrared sensor underneath the neck here, and that will turn the faucet on and also turn it off. And you can also use it manually too. So when you have guests over, they can operate it manually as well. You can operate the faucet and have it dispense a certain amount of water. And also you can have some presets in there where you can preset it to fill up a pasta pot. Alexa, tell Kohler to pour 1 cup.
Dispensing 1 cup.
One of the things I find fascinating about this sink is you can actually monitor your water quality and make sure what you're drinking is healthy and good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. The water filtration system underneath is also monitored by Kohler Connect, and just through an app on your phone, you can monitor that and replace the filter once it's at that point. Kohler also offers the grid faucet, which is actually by Callista. And what's really neat about it is the faucet was 3D printed, takes over 16 hours to 3D print. And as you look at the tower of the faucet, or the risers rather, there are micro channels within it that allows the water to travel through, and you can still get a 1.2 gallon flow out of this really uniquely shaped faucet. And when you see it, it's really just a showpiece.
And when it comes to creating a home oasis, DTV Digital Showering offers the ultimate bathroom experience. We've all been there where you can't get the temperature right no matter what you're doing, but this shower lets you do that all digitally.
Absolutely. So everything down to one temperature up a notch. You can change it from 99 to 103 if that's what you desire. You can even kick it up to really warm during the winter, and that's all controllable with just a push of a button. So this is our DTV's digital interface. It's very user intuitive. You can see we have 2 separate zones here. Right now we're on zone 1, and we can target the temperature. Right now it's at 86 degrees, and zone 2 is at 100 degrees. So we can jump into zone 2 and see some of the different outlets that we can control in there. Kohler Connect is redefining the home experience through customization and giving the user total control with unique features and functionality, and it really changes your everyday experience from routine to absolutely remarkable. With kitchen and bath, smart devices, no one is ahead of Kohler.
Thanks for joining us on New England Living. For more on the show or anything you've seen here today, visit us at cbsboston.com/New England Living and follow us on social media. And don't forget to check out the latest edition of New England Living magazine on newsstands now. I'm Rachel Holt. See you next time on New England Living.